Nobody in Major League Baseball saw this coming. A Plan B signing in the offseason, the kind of move that fans often raise their eyebrows at, has turned into one of the most talked about stories of the year. Cody Bellinger, a name that already carries weight thanks to his past successes, has stepped into the New York Yankees lineup and completely transformed the dynamics of the team. What makes this story so compelling isn't just the numbers he's putting up, it's the timing, the moments, and the sheer impact of his presence on a squad that has faced its fair share of ups and downs this season. The Yankees, chasing a division title in a year that has been full of challenges, now have a player who seems to rise to every occasion, someone who delivers when the pressure is at its highest. Bellinger's recognition as the American League Player of the Week was no surprise to those who have been watching closely, but it serves as an official nod to the kind of season he is having and the kind of influence he's bringing to the Bronx. From the very first games he stepped into the Yankees lineup, Bellinger has shown versatility and poise that many teams would envy. He has not only contributed offensively, but has made critical defensive plays that have kept games within reach or turned the tide entirely. In crucial matchups, particularly against historic rivals like the New York Mets, Bellinger has been the difference maker. His ability to cover ground in the outfield, to read the ball off the bat, and anticipate plays before they happen adds an element of security that allows other players to focus on their strengths. And when it comes to hitting, he's demonstrated a rare combination of power and situational awareness. The Yankees' short porch in right field, often a tool for left-handed hitters, has been leveraged masterfully by Bellinger, allowing him to turn potential base hits into home runs and timely singles into momentum-shifting moments. Each at-bat feels calculated but also instinctive, the kind of skill that only comes from years of experience and an understanding of the nuances of the game. The week of August 25th to August 31st exemplified everything Bellinger has brought to the table. Leading the league in total bases with 21, tying for the lead in runs batted in, and finishing near the top in extra base hits, Bellinger was nothing short of sensational. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 4 walks, 3 doubles, and 6 runs scored. Numbers like that don't just happen. They're the product of preparation, mental toughness, and an uncanny ability to perform under pressure. Those performances didn't just fill stat sheets. They translated into victories. Sweeping the Nationals and winning 3 out of 4 games against the Chicago White Sox weren't just results on paper. They were statements. The Yankees, in those crucial moments, demonstrated that they were not a team to be underestimated, and Bellinger was at the heart of that resurgence. He's become a linchpin in the lineup, a player who can be counted on in high-stakes situations, someone whose presence is felt from the dugout to the outfield. Beyond the stats, Bellinger's impact can be seen in how the team operates around him. Positioned strategically in the batting order, he follows the team's top hitters, often taking on the role of setting up or driving in key runs. The trust placed in him to bat third, right behind Aaron Judge, is no accident. It is a recognition of his ability to handle pressure, to capitalize on scoring opportunities, and to maintain consistency against a variety of pitchers. He has shown that he can step into high-leverage situations and come through when it matters most. Whether it's delivering a game-changing hit in a tight contest or making a defensive stop that shifts momentum, Bellinger's contributions are multifaceted, blending offensive firepower with defensive reliability. He is not just a player on a roster. He has become a cornerstone of the Yankee strategy, the kind of player whose presence alone can alter how opponents approach the game. Looking at his broader season numbers, the story becomes even more remarkable. With 26 home runs, a batting average of .279, 83 RBIs, and 11 stolen bases, Bellinger is producing at a level that puts him in elite company. His 4.1 wins above replacement speaks to the all-around impact he's had on the team, contributing not just in obvious ways like hitting home runs or driving in runs, but also in subtler ways: defense, base running, and versatility. He stepped up especially when injuries threatened to destabilize the lineup. When other key players went down, Bellinger seamlessly filled the gaps, showing that he is not just a strong performer, but a reliable one. His ability to play multiple positions, first base, left field, center field, and right field, adds layers of flexibility to the Yankees that few teams possess. The modern game demands adaptability, and Bellinger embodies that demand in a way that few others can. It is also worth considering the trajectory of Bellinger's career leading up to this moment. From his early success with the Los Angeles Dodgers, to his time with the Chicago Cubs, and now to the Yankees, Bellinger has been tested in multiple environments, against different levels of competition and under varying pressures. Each chapter of his career has added to the toolkit he brings to the field. Experience in postseason play, including his time in the 2020 playoffs, has given him an understanding of what it takes to perform when everything is on the line. That understanding is invaluable for the Yankees, especially as the season progresses toward the final stretch and the high-stakes postseason battles loom. A player with Bellinger's background is not only skilled, but also mentally prepared, the kind of presence that elevates the performance of those around him. Defensively, his versatility cannot be overstated. He can move seamlessly from the outfield to first base, providing coverage wherever the team needs it most. This adaptability allows the Yankees to adjust their lineups, to make strategic moves mid-game, and to maximize matchups against opposing pitchers. It also alleviates pressure on other players, who know that Bellinger can handle multiple responsibilities without compromising performance. The Yankees have struggled in past seasons with consistent first base coverage due to injuries or roster limitations, but Bellinger's presence mitigates that concern entirely. He gives the team options and the confidence to experiment with strategies that can turn close games in their favor. Moreover, his recent performance over the last several games has highlighted his consistency. A batting average over .320 in the last 7 games, multiple home runs, and a steady production of RBIs demonstrate that Bellinger is not just a streak player. He's a reliable offensive and defensive force. His ability to maintain that level of performance over an extended stretch sets him apart and signals that he is hitting the peak of his career at precisely the right moment. The Yankees are in the midst of a pivotal push for the top of the American League, and Bellinger's consistency provides the stability and firepower necessary to compete. Every game he steps onto the field, Bellinger seems to rewrite the expectations of what a Plan B signing can achieve. The narratives around second-chance players, late bloomers, or overlooked talents all seem to converge in his performance. At 30 years old, he is playing arguably the best baseball of his career, blending experience, skill, and situational awareness into a package that is both formidable and thrilling to watch. For the Yankees, having a player like him in September, as the postseason approaches, is nothing short of a strategic advantage. He brings leadership through example, intensity with precision, and the kind of clutch mentality that can define playoff runs. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Whispers around the Major League Baseball world have grown louder in recent days, fueling speculation that one of the sport's most formidable sluggers, Giancarlo Stanton, is finally moving on from the New York Yankees. For years, Stanton's tenure in New York was a whirlwind of prodigious power hitting, fractured seasons due to injuries, and constant media scrutiny, with fans divided between awe and frustration over his inconsistent availability. Rumors now suggest that the Yankees, perhaps seeking a fresh start and reorganization of their roster, have agreed to trade Stanton to the Seattle Mariners, a team eager to bolster their offensive line with proven power. The Mariners, long in need of a true marquee player capable of changing the trajectory of games with a single swing, appear ready to take on the challenge, even if it means restructuring their payroll and making difficult choices in return. Conversations between executives are said to have been intense and drawn out, with both sides negotiating not just the financial aspects, but also the impact on team culture and clubhouse dynamics. While nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders hint that the move could signal the end of an era for the Yankees, marking a dramatic shift in both Stanton's career and the team's strategic outlook. The buzz has created a mixture of anticipation and anxiety among fans of both franchises, with social media platforms flooded with theories, speculations, and passionate arguments about the wisdom of this potential trade. Sources close to the matter suggest that the Mariners' front office sees Stanton as a cornerstone for their offensive rebuild, someone who could anchor the middle of the batting order and provide leadership both on and off the field. The notion that Stanton, whose raw talent has never been questioned, might finally settle into a team where he can be the unquestioned centerpiece is creating excitement among Mariner supporters. Analysts have pointed out that Seattle's ballpark, with its favorable dimensions and hitter-friendly reputation, could be an ideal environment for Stanton to thrive, possibly reigniting the career that sometimes felt stifled under the bright but demanding lights of Yankee Stadium. However, with such a high-profile acquisition comes inherent risk, as Stanton has faced recurring injuries that have kept him sidelined during critical stretches, prompting murmurs about whether he can maintain the necessary health to justify the Mariners' investment. Behind the scenes, the trade discussions reportedly included conversations about player development, future draft picks, and salary cap management, illustrating that the decision was not simply about on-field performance, but also long-term strategic planning. The rumor mill continues to churn with speculation about which players the Yankees might receive in exchange, whether the Mariners can realistically integrate Stanton's personality into their clubhouse, and how the balance of power in the American League could shift if the trade is completed. Baseball insiders are cautiously optimistic, but the general sentiment is that this potential move could redefine both franchises in ways that ripple well beyond the immediate season, stirring debate and excitement among fans, commentators, and players alike. The Yankees' reaction to the rumored trade has become a hot topic, with many observers noting the potential emotional impact on the team's fan base. Stanton, despite the ups and downs of his tenure in New York, has been a central figure in the franchise's recent history, known not just for his prodigious home runs, but for the drama and narrative he has brought to the Yankee seasons. Speculation suggests that Yankees management sees the trade as an opportunity to reset the team's trajectory, possibly freeing up funds for new acquisitions or rebalancing the roster to focus on younger, more durable talent. Meanwhile, in Seattle, there is a palpable sense of anticipation, with the Mariners' fan base imagining the prospect of having one of baseball's most feared hitters in their lineup, a player whose presence alone could energize the stadium and inspire both teammates and supporters. Rumors indicate that training staff and management in Seattle are already planning individualized programs to maximize Stanton's availability, reflecting the high stakes of integrating a player of his profile. The intrigue is amplified by the timing, as trade deadlines and off-season strategies loom, suggesting that both teams are maneuvering not just for immediate gain, but for longer-term positioning. Conversations among sports commentators hint at a narrative beyond mere statistics, framing this move as a symbolic passing of the torch, with Stanton leaving the pressure cooker of New York for a fresh chapter in a city hungry for baseball prominence, and the Yankees signaling their willingness to embrace change in pursuit of championship aspirations. Adding to the speculation, insiders hint at the ripple effects of Stanton's rumored trade on the broader league landscape, particularly within the American League. Teams that have been closely monitoring Mariners transactions are reportedly evaluating how this potential move could alter competitive dynamics, especially for playoff positioning and interdivision rivalries. Analysts suggest that the addition of Stanton to the Mariners could force other teams to reconsider their own rosters, payrolls, and strategic moves, potentially triggering a chain reaction of trades, signings, or shifts in focus toward power hitting. Social media conversations have exploded with fan theories and projections, ranging from wild optimism about a Mariners-powered surge to cautious skepticism over injury risks and clubhouse chemistry challenges. The buzz is not just local. National outlets and insider blogs are dissecting every detail, from potential batting order adjustments to the psychological impact on both Stanton and his new teammates. Rumor has it that Mariners leadership has already begun informal discussions with coaches about maximizing Stanton's strengths, tailoring batting practice, and evaluating lineup configurations to capitalize on his raw power while mitigating past weaknesses. Meanwhile, Yankee strategists are supposedly exploring creative ways to recoup value, whether through prospects, financial flexibility, or multiplayer deals, making this trade a complex, multifaceted chess match that has captured the attention of fans, analysts, and casual observers alike. The persistent murmur of this development underscores the magnetic draw of high-stakes MLB maneuvering, keeping the baseball world on edge while everyone speculates on how this storyline might unfold, shaping the sports narrative for months to come. Finally, speculation surrounding Giancarlo Stanton's potential move to the Seattle Mariners has prompted a wave of intense debate across the baseball community, blending hope, skepticism, and excitement in equal measure. Conversation suggests that Mariners fans are already envisioning dramatic highlight reels, the sound of ballpark eruptions as Stanton launches towering home runs, and a rejuvenated team identity centered around his prodigious talent. On the flip side, Yankee supporters are reportedly grappling with mixed emotions, recognizing the strategic rationale behind the trade while lamenting the departure of a player whose presence, even when inconsistent, symbolized a certain era of the franchise's history. Rumors indicate that both clubs are meticulously planning the timing and public messaging, seeking to maximize the narrative impact of the trade and maintain fan engagement, which has become a significant factor in modern sports management. Industry insiders are speculating on everything from Stanton's potential endorsement opportunities to media attention in Seattle, emphasizing the broader commercial and cultural implications of such a marquee move. The intensity of chatter has only been magnified by the player's personal story, his injury history, and his reputation as both a game-changing slugger and a lightning rod for debate. If the trade materializes, it is expected to reshape not just the immediate fortunes of the Mariners and Yankees, but also ripple across league-wide strategies, fan allegiances, and even media coverage, creating a lasting ripple in Major League Baseball. As rumors persist and excitement builds, one thing remains clear. The baseball world is holding its collective breath, eager to see whether Stanton's next chapter will redefine both his legacy and the trajectory of two storied franchises in a saga that continues to evolve with every passing day. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.